Shared stewardship is about bringing people together, and very initially it was about bringing the state and the Forest Service together, and it will take all of us to deal with wildfire risk.
Historically, we've always looked at these little postage stamps, 10, 20, 50, 100 acres. This one's looking large scale.
But just having a big line of defense is not enough. You have to impact the whole system.
Shared stewardship is a way of bringing folks who care about the wildfire problem together to make a very big difference.
Even though this particular site is on National Forest System land, if you go a mile up the road, we're on a totally different jurisdiction.
Our project here that we're talking about today is the Beaver River Watershed Improvement Shared Stewardship Project. We started overlapping with Bureau of Land Management, we started overlapping with the city or with the counties and with the state lands. And so we started to have to go, hey neighbors, how can we work together to not have these lines on the map and all of a sudden our treatments stop?
There is no one entity that can do this by itself. Instead, we can work together to confront the major challenges of catastrophic wildfire.
We have more tools now within shared stewardship than we have ever had because all the partners are at the table.
We're bringing the resources that we need and the partnerships we need to be able to really make a difference on this landscape.
So this project benefits you because what we're doing is identifying those areas that are most at risk.
Where can we truly make a difference long-term on the ground to get work done that will help protect our citizens?
We have homes, we have campgrounds, we have a municipal watershed. We also have a high fire risk in this area. So this is an area where that risk and that value intersect.
And getting ahead of those problems provides huge benefits because we won't have to invest in large-scale firefighting.
And so this is something that's been very deliberate, very strategic on when and where we're doing our treatments.
So shared stewardship is about working with the right partners at the right time in the right places.
A lot of emphasis is going to be put on the protection of these values. So we want to do these mechanical treatments up front to set our suppression resources up for success.
Mitigation is the one thing that we can deal with. We use that mitigation in such a way that critical areas are treated. We interrupt that continuity so we can affect how wildfire reacts when it hits that area.
The core treatments that we are working on are mastication, or it's a mechanical technique.
Mastication is a rotating head. They grind up or shred the vegetation.
We have thinning.
Ladder fuels are the fuels that allow the fire to climb into the canopy. If we can eliminate the ladder fuels by use of a chainsaw, which is just pruning the tree up, it makes it more difficult for the fire to leave the forest floor and climb into the canopy.
Getting rid of dangerous trees, cleaning the underbrush.
We can use prescribed fire in a controlled manner, or even wildfire at the right place at the right time.
Carrying drip torches in our hands, Terra torches on UTVs. Then we also use aerial equipment.
We have a few contractors that are now mechanically inclined. So machines do all the falling and bucking and slash gathering.
Contractors are going to get the trees, they're going to drop the trees and then pile them. We are working forward to look at the whole landscape, but we had to be very strategic on kind of the where and the when, and then allow fire to do its natural thing.
Not only are we trying to protect private property and we've got the ski resort, that's a huge economic boom, but also the watershed.
A great amount of water in Utah comes from National Forest System lands, the mountains. And if we have a wildfire come through and affect the water delivery system, that can be even a bigger deal than affecting some structures.
We're contracting with timber companies to remove saw logs and larger trees, and they're turning those into wood products.
Cut it, we're going to drop it, and then we're also going to deck it. And then long term, the plan is to sell those decks. So we are getting a product off the forest. We also looking at all the other benefiting factors. So we're trying to build partnerships. We're trying to build resiliency in the landscape, because not all fire is bad. Fire in the right time, right place, and the right intensity is really good. And also we're trying to help local communities.
We're always collaborating. We're talking to them on where they're working. So if they're saying they're working close to a community, we focus in on that community.
One of the great things about being the sheriff in Beaver County is the great relationships with our locals.
We had a fire up on the mountain near the resort this year.
I was working over at the lodge. I looked out and the fire was already extremely larger than we could handle. Very short. I mean, I was very impressed with the time that everyone got up here, that the sheriffs and water tankers and things started getting up here.
These guys were so on the ball and so on top of things.
I mean, it seriously all comes together as one big group, and without those, we wouldn't be here right now. Working as a community is a real honor, because if we don't work as a team, really dangerous, scary things could happen.
Our goals in working together is to really create a safer and healthier forest.
You have to do these things at large scales to have an impact and for them to matter.
Shared stewardship is about bringing people into that fold of, we have an issue, let's work on it. And that's what makes it pretty exciting, is it's working.
From everything that I have seen, shared stewardship is the big success story in the West. And this shared stewardship might be the key to having healthy forests again.